I'm getting myself on the road in January, back on the road. So I want to let your audience know about that tour coming up. All right. How do I do that?
Welcome to Joy Tactics, the podcast dedicated to all things joyful, joyous, and meeting as many celebrities as humanly possible. Hosted by Eric Rahill, Nate Veroni, and Jack Bensinger. Enjoy.
Something insane is happening right now. Something abnormal. Tim Heidecker's here. That's not normal. Normally, it's just the three of
Joy
us.
Tactics.
It might become normal. Maybe
It's very possible.
It is.
Depending
There
on
could
how
be
this
four
blows
guys
up.
on your show.
If this is
People would
somebody's
love that.
only episode, this will be the most normal. This will be their only reality, really.
I feel like you have guests sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Once in a while, we'll have guests.
Okay.
Once in a blue moon, but
break the internet. Yeah, we do that sometimes.
But we started off the podcast, I think, with it's in our intro that we're trying to meet as many celebrities as possible. And I think people, when they first started listening, like, oh, this is going to be a shit ton of celebrity guests are going to come on. And Tim, you're one of the few celebs that have come onto the podcast.
So it's all happening.
So it's all happening right now. We're
Dude, I could hook you up with some. I could hook you up with. I don't know if you want to have Sacha Baron Cohen on your show.
Oh yeah, yep.
We could do
From Borat.
yeah.
Yeah, he would do Borat on your show, and you'd do Ali G. 100%.
I'm gonna subscribe to my own fucking Patreon if that
To
happens.
listen to that shit.
I don't even want to be on that episode. I just want to fucking listen and transcribe it.
Tim, do you ever drive around and listen to Office Hours?
I actually do sometimes quality control. I give it a listen sometimes in the car or lying in my bed and just say like, is this good?
Yeah,
Is this
I have to
working?
do that too. I know, and then I won't do it for weeks. But then I'll listen to a couple episodes, the whole damn thing, laughing, smiling.
Well, you have to like you have to love what you do. You can't.
You're right.
You
can't
gotta.
be
Yeah,
turned off by your own work. You should be excited about your work. It's not work,
100%.
really,
But
that
then
we're
you've
playing.
got there's horror. These people I'm interested in is the horror writers, because they're sitting there and they're trying to scare the shit out of themselves. They're sitting at home the same way we're trying to be funny.
looking over their shoulder.
It's like, don't listen to what everybody's saying. Don't worry about what the fucking audience thinks. Just sit there, and if it scares the fuck out of you, it's fucking scary.
Mhm.
That's all that fucking matters.
That seems like
think-
pretty easy work.
Horror. What
Horror
would be
writing.
the scariest shit that you put in something? What's the scariest image you could think of?
You know, like a kid being mauled to death by some crazy, like a mentally handicapped person.
Yeah, that's fucking
That did
terrifying.
seem
That's the
torn to
first scene.
bits. That's scary, right?
Because you can't
That's the
reason
first
out of
scene
that
the
one.
book.
Yeah, I
That'd be
wouldn't like
funny.
that.
A book that's just really repellent. Like everything, every chapter is like, ugh, this is awful.
Oh no.
It's scary. It is scary, but it's also just, I don't want to read any of this. This is sick.
That's
Yeah.
horror. I was at a bookstore one time in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I asked them, "What's the scariest book you have here?" And I actually can't remember the name of the book, but they said, "We have a book here that's so scary. I refuse to read it. I will not read it."
How do
I
they know
thought-
then?
That's what I'm thinking.
I read that
Was it
book.
the Bible?
I'm not a big horror guy, but I read that book, The Stand. By
What
Is
by
that Mr. Stephen King?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
And
freak.
that book did like I had started having nightmares and I started to that book got into my head, deep into my head. It's pretty scary.
Were
But
the
what is this, the
nightmares-
Halloween episode?
Right. No, let's move
Right,
into the
we
real
need to-
topic.
It might,
You're
it's,
right.
it's the Christmas
Well,
one.
this
It's
is-
the Christmas one.
And we might add, this is Joy Tactics. We're
Yeah.
speaking about joyful subjects, joyful energy, and positive vibrations.
How to
I
lead
have
a
shit
male
on-
joyful
I have
life.
complaints about the A Christmas Carol, but if you want to talk about that, we can always talk about that.
That shit pisses
Yeah.
me off. Scrooge and all of his
Yeah,
choices.
Scrooge.
Yeah, me too.
There's no joy in him. in Scrooge?
Well,
He's one of
there isn't until the very end, and then suddenly, like, I guess my question is, do you think any of that sticks with Scrooge? Like, what's he like 2 weeks after that
Bit.
experience? You know, he's sliding back into his old ways.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
there's no question.
ordering Papa John's
Yeah.
again. I'd like to
Cutting,
see.
cutting wages.
Oh, I
Yeah, to
hate.
his
100%
poor
cutting
nephew.
wages.
Yeah, the Cratchits. That poor ass family. I feel sad for them.
Hmm, pathetic. Or no, I feel bad for them. I don't feel like they're pathetic.
Also,
Right.
like, I mean, I bring this up only because I had to see a production of it the other night because I have children and their friends, one of their friends was in a production, like a small production of it. And it was like, it's like the 1840s in London. And Cratchit's got like 6 kids. And one of them has got a limp. And that kid's like, they're like, he's not going to make it. There's no way. And it's like, everyone's all, it's like a big deal. But don't you think back then that was just like sort of par for the course? Like the odds of
Everyone
you
was
having
limping.
a sickly, dying kid was pretty high. It'd be like, not something you'd want to center your whole story on.
Especially in
Or
the
your
snowy
Yeah.
identity.
Tiny
areas.
Tim.
Tiny ass Tim, yeah.
Tiny little Tim.
That's the
Well, I don't
limping
know. I ever
one.
think they made him little enough because you've seen this video of the little girl and the tall woman and
I
their
did see
meeting,
that.
Yep.
and maybe get her up in that piece because that
That's
you know what I
AI
mean.
though.
He thinks
Yeah, that's AI.
yeah, it's possible.
Make her.
Oh,
Make him littler.
Did you guys see this article that came out yesterday? Google has a new AI chip.
Of course.
And the guy from Google is like, the only way we can explain it is that we're borrowing quantum computing power from other dimensions. And that's what Google's official statement was.
Really?
Can you believe that?
I did see that, and well, I didn't see that part of it. I saw the part that said it's solving this math problem that would take that would take longer than the existence of the universe to solve.
Yeah.
A hundred
Septillion.
septillion years.
I
Right.
don't
At that
understand
point,
any of these.
at that point, I literally shut my laptop. I said, "I'm out."
You don't give a fuck.
I could come up with an equation that takes a trillion, jillion years. I come up with if I
Yeah,
just
I could
keep
write
adding
that
plus
shit.
1 minus 7 divided by 7 plus 7. There's nothing special about these concepts to me, frankly.
Yeah, I
The
don't
Large
frankly
Hadron
understand
Collider,
it.
I laugh at the
I'm
Large
gonna try
Hadron
to.
Collider.
I just got the update on my phone that has AI on it, so I'm gonna try to stump
Yeah.
stump Siri.
Yeah,
Right?
let's get a
Hey
problem in
Siri,
there.
what's 2,123 times 19,474 plus
Yeah.
176 minus 13?
Yeah. Good
Oh,
luck,
shit.
Siri.
Good luck,
Good
Siri.
luck.
2,123 times
Oh,
19,474 plus
hell no.
176 minus 13 is 41,343,465.
Shit, she got
I
it.
think she might be a genius, actually, now that we think about it. Now that I hear that,
How do you know?
that's
But
very intelligent.
Siri, but how do you know that? Yeah, she's like,
Interesting.
caught.
Oh,
How
wow.
curious.
Caught red-handed.
She doesn't want
Ask-
to know that, tell
she
you
can't
she's
do it
dipping into the
without-
other multiverse.
Yeah. If she could do it without AI, I'd be very impressed. If she said, "Okay, I'm
Right.
going to do it this time, all me," I'd
Mhm.
say, "Good God, Siri,
If she
you should
grew
go
up
to college."
college.
poor in a bad education system, then I would begin to respect that. But she's birthed by Apple, Tim Cook, all those crooks over there.
And guess what? I just heard a something with the it was an interview with, I forget who the fuck this guy is. He's some like Elon Musk Republican like tech VC person, and he was like met up with someone in the government or with the Biden administration, and he was like, I'm gonna invest in AI, and they were like, don't do anything with AI. We're gonna control it all. We're going to um we're gonna have 3 companies that will be able to do it. And then he reminded them, he said, remember the Cold War with nuclear physics and all that stuff? We'll, if need
Yeah.
be, we'll strip all of the information of the AI math from colleges or something like that.
Okay.
Okay, well then I'm not going to go to fucking
So,
college.
so that's why I'm
I don't know
telling
what's the what.
I'm fine with that. Go do it.
Yeah, do it then. See what happens. They can't take
Wh-
Siri away from us. The open door is already Pandora has
Do
been.
whatever you want.
But how about guys? How about these lights over New Jersey that are unexplained, and even the government doesn't know what they are? What do we
Now,
think about
what's
that?
this? This one I missed.
Oh well, it
The
might have been
drones.
shielded from you.
I'm in
It
the
might have
West
been hidden
Coast.
from
You think
on
I give a
purpose.
shit? What happens in Jersey?
You
think
say
I
that
give a shit what
now.
happens in
Oh
Jersey
shit!
now?
Just wait until
Yeah.
the middle continental earthquake shrinks everybody together
Brings
and
us
folds them
together.
together like a piece of ham. And then we're gonna have Jersey right
like
next
a
to
quesadilla
Sacramento.
when you only have one tortilla.
Uh-huh.
Oh, those are
That's
pathetic.
that's
That's
what it
always a
feels
sad
like.
meal. But no, they got these drones out of the size of cars floating above the
Oh.
city, and no one can explain what
Really?
they are. That's what I'm hearing and reporting on right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Little do
What
you
does
unbelievable.
know.
what does coast to coast say? You know, coast to coast.
Oh, I love My mom used to listen to that in the car. Art Bell,
Yeah,
right?
Was
yeah.
coast to coast.
Coast to Coast
George
is
Norrie.
George Norrie.
It kind of
They
predates like Alex Jones and all that, but it was just like a radio show where they had on UFO talk and alien talk, and they had a guy call. I remember this. I think this might have been kind of famous, but they, occult stuff and weird, all this weird ghosts and unexplained stuff. They had this guy call in, or it was a woman, I think it was a guy, who said that they were a horse.
they
And they
were
had like a
what?
20-minute
A horse?
conversation with this guy,
Did they
and
say
it was like, yeah, that's a horse. It's like a horse trapped in a man's body or something like that. It's pretty
I
interesting.
get it.
you know what?
Yeah.
I'll say this, and this is pretty vulnerable to share. And if you think it's weird, then it was a joke and I'm lying. But I was sitting at the gym the other day. I was stretching or something on the ground, and I had my fists out on the ground like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, you know what? Easily I could imagine that I am a deer. Easily that could be
Right.
me.
It's not that far of a stretch.
Easily.
You can get, especially with the acting classes we've taken, you can get there pretty quick.
That's true. Have you
Without-
ever done an animal walk? What do they call that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Walking around as a giraffe
yeah,
for
a
24
beast walk.
hours and then you get caught breaking and entering.
That'll get you in character in fucking 2 seconds flat. If you just put
I
yourself
don't-
in an animal mindset.
I don't know you guys that well. I mean, Jack, I've hung out with you a couple times. And Eric, I believe I just met you recently.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
always like to check in with my bros and guys I meet for the first time. Like, what is your spirit animal? Like, let's get into
Right,
it.
of course.
This is
It's
so
groovy and
fascinating to
cool.
me.
If we're going Harry Potter, Patronus, you guys know about that, right?
No.
That's a liquor.
It's essentially a spirit animal, but from the Harry Potter world. But we can do that on the second fucking interview we do with you, Tim. Okay,
All right.
spirit animal though.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't give a shit what your spirit animal is. Come on, man. I pranked
Eric, you are being
No.
going to look so foolish. So when that
No,
comes
no.
out, yes.
Speaking of animal walks, though, I had an improv teacher in Chicago that was like doing an exercise,
Close?
and he was like, "It wasn't Del Close."
That's a
but it
legend.
was-
That's a legend.
He's
yeah,
the-
that's
he's the
that's a
OG,
legend
bro.
right there. Yeah. Oh, I know.
And he got fucked up daily.
Oh,
from what
Heroin
yes, he
style.
I've heard.
How you think he came up with the Herald?
Well,
man? Do you think you
exactly.
could come up with the Herald sober?
No, imagine
No.
Del Close,
No.
Bukowski, and Bourdain all getting all faded.
But this teacher, he was like an old school, like Second City guy, and he was really, really probably in his late 60s, maybe early 70s. And he made us do this exercise where it's like, be like a beast, a monster in a scene, and everybody was kind of like doing like kind of not going really hard. And he was like, be a fucking beast. And he got up on stage and did like his version of what
Wow.
a demonic like beast would be like. And it was like,
It was
there
sick.
was a woman in the scene with him, and he like got on all fours and was like, like fucking losing his mind. And I mean, he kind of, he showed us, you know.
You know that's how Al
I had-
Roker's probably warming up his guests right before interviewing them. Right before.
Have I told you guys this story before that I was in an improv class and there was this girl that was so scared to be there, like she was really pushing herself to do it. and she was so nervous that she'd bring like a thermos of white wine to to like every
Oh,
class,
geez.
and like never wanted to go up. And then we had this sort of like macho, like, you know, I don't know, Sudeikis style teacher go up and be like, "Why the fuck are you?" He's like, we're like 5 weeks in the class, and he goes to her and he goes, "Why the fuck are you here?" Like, this is like a level 2 improv class. She's like, "I don't know. I just like thought I'd try it." And he's like, "Your aunt fucking paid for these classes, didn't she?" Like, look around you. He's like, "Everyone else here wants to be here. Everyone else here wants to make a career out of this." She starts
Jeez.
crying. He's like asking her what's in the thermos. She has to say it's wine.
Oh
And
my
then she goes up and
God.
does this scene and is like
She
shaking.
kills it.
Yeah, she
kills her.
bodied it. That was
Yeah.
Poehler. That was Amy Poehler.
She
Oh,
ran
that
it.
was Amy
Yeah.
Poehler. Oh, that's such a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it ended good.
From Sisters.
In
Isn't
the
she in that?
Yeah, from Sisters with Faye.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to like
Yeah.
Oh,
derail this here, but usually I do a cast and people and they start rattling off credits and shit. Do you guys want to throw to that? Are you going to do that? Cut that in later? Like, how do you usually
We could
roll
do.
with guests? Just,
Well, yeah, let's hit that now.
I just
You
feel a
want
little
to?
like maybe people don't know who I am, or
Sure.
Yeah, let's hit it.
Hey,
think
everybody.
that'd be
Welcome
good.
to Joy Tactics.
We got
Um,
Tim Heidecker up in this piece, actor, singer, podcast host, great guy.
there we go.
White, liberal, one of the best
Hell
to
yeah.
ever do it.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And
Nate's
Tim,
also
what
here.
was the favorite?
Oh,
yeah,
my
Nate
bad.
Yeah, I'm
Barone.
also here as well, but
Bald.
but yeah, I'm bald.
I'll be doing
That's pretty
shows
much
with,
it.
I'm doing shows with Sarah Cooper. This
for
we're
you.
doing
Good for
Lincoln
you,
Center.
man.
Yeah.
That's
You
You're
know
doing
good
that
what?
in the Oval Office, right? You're doing that for all the generals, doing some improv with her.
We're doing, yeah. What's it called? And you go overseas with the troops.
Oh, yeah.
USO.
The Robin
USO.
Williams.
Me and Sarah Cooper
Oh my
and
God.
Matt Friend. Me and Matt
Oh,
Friend.
Matt Friend.
Tim,
Oh,
you are
shit.
saying
Hey,
you're saying
not disrespect Matt Friend,
Tim,
please.
this
Tim,
is
like, he's
this
a
is
friend
the
of the show.
exact
He's a
lineup
friend-
of
a
the
good friend of the
That's a
show.
genius.
me and Eric did the SNL showcase 2 years ago in LA, and
Oh, really?
they both of those people were on that line. Oh wait, no, Matt Friend was at the New York one that same
What
year.
did he
wow.
tell you, Jack?
Damn!
This
All
is
right.
too inside. This is too
Listen,
inside.
this is me talking shit, but I want to just say it, and if we cut it out, we cut it out. But I'd like Tim to know
Yeah.
this.
By the way, this is gonna bite you in the fucking ass
Yeah,
someday,
Jack.
Jack. You know,
What?
you're fucking with Matt Friend Enterprises, man. This is gonna
Mhm.
fucking.
You're gonna roll up to a
Dude,
pitch
dude's
at
got a
Universal
podcast
Studios.
on Club Random Networks.
I know he's
Does
gonna
he
do.
really?
He does. Wait, Club
Well,
Random has multiple entities underneath it.
Yeah,
Well,
they
Bill
do. Yeah,
Maher's smart.
they. I know there's at least one. I remember. It's really funny. Like you got to see it. It's the best. It's
I
like
can
Matt
only
Friend is
imagine.
on.
Man.
I happen to know. Well, go ahead, Jack. You have a.
Is it called
Yeah.
Matt Friend and Friends?
Matt and Friends.
It's something
That'd be
like that.
fucking
It's like
hilarious.
Matt's
friends,
Friends.
with friends.
Matt's
or something.
Friends.
He doesn't even need anybody else on the podcast. Is what's so
Right.
fucking sick because he
Mhm.
But
can
guess who
just-
his first guest is?
Hot Tua chick,
was
the
that
Hot Tua
Ms.
girl.
Hot Tua?
It's Bill Maher.
You're kidding.
Of
And
course.
And guess where they do the Guess where they do the first episode from?
The
Burj
White
Khalifa.
House.
Club Random.
No.
My God.
Yeah.
How sick. Imagine the feeling like, oh my God, what is my life?
He's
That's
shaking.
awesome.
Shaking to be sitting next to him.
Bill,
Oh, did you guys see what's her name? Jane Fonda just sort of take out Bill Maher, assassinate him
Yeah,
in
she wrecked
conversation.
him.
She
She
took his
wrecked him.
ass out.
On the
I have a Jane
podcast?
Fonda
Yeah.
story, but Jack, do you want to tell
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Matt Friend?
okay,
bit?
okay. This is going to be amazing. You know Sam Campbell, the Australian comedian, hilarious.
Yeah,
Joy tactics. Joy tactics. Joy.
I saw this Matt Friend. Me and the Office Hours guys are obsessed with Matt Friend. I don't know, but he just put up something that was him doing an impression with Michael Bublé,
Oh,
and
God.
there's nothing about. It feels like anybody could do that. Like it was just, hey, it's me, Michael Bublé, and having a Merry Christmas. You know, it's like that's the extent of it, and like Michael Bublé is there, being like, that's pretty
Great
cool. Like there's
job.
nothing that distinctive about Michael Bublé, except that he kind of sounds like Frank Sinatra when he sings. The whole thing's very weird. It seems very like you
If
know,
if
this suckassery of celebrities that I don't see how anybody else would be like attracted to that as entertainment anymore.
I know,
Well, they have a
and
autoimmune brain diseases is what I call them.
Do you think
No,
that Matt
yeah,
Friend is like, because you know how he rolls up on the street and he's like taking a selfie with somebody and he's doing an impression of like, oh, I think he just did Will Arnett or something,
Yeah.
and he just like is next to them. Do you think he's like has rolled up to a celebrity like just on the street and has to like in real time come up with an impression of them? Like he's like, I gotta shoot my shot. Like fucking Ryan Seacrest just is walking past me. Like I
Right.
gotta fucking
Because otherwise he's like stalking these people.
right,
yeah,
which I've never done.
right.
I'll just say
No,
that.
right,
no,
of course.
I'm not a stalker.
no,
Um,
none of us guys are.
I had an
Nah,
interesting experience with Jane Fonda
What happened?
interesting.
since you brought her up.
Mm-hmm.
I I was in this movie Us that Jordan Peele made,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and this guy in town, this guy, I guess, whatever. I won't say his name, whatever. He's kind of a known guy, but he has screenings at his house like every Sunday. And he was going to show Us, and I know him a little bit, and he was like, "Could you stop by after and would you stop by and like be there for the screening?" And it's like really like 20 or 30 people are there. It's like it's like a screening room at a guy's house. And I had already seen the movie like 3 or 4 times because there'd been the premiere and stuff. And I was like, I'll just show up at the end and come in and say hi, whatever. I don't know. It's like I felt awkward because it's not my movie or anything. I'm just in it. And so I get there like towards the end and I kind of sneak in. And you ever just get the feeling that something isn't playing well, like
Mm-hmm.
you just know there's this shuffling in the room, and it's not a comedy, so it's not like you're looking for laughs or anything, but I could tell there was just like an energy in that room that was not feeling that movie because it's kind of an older crowd. Uh, like, Ed Begley Jr. would be there one week, or like Paul Reiser or people like that, and
Mm-hmm.
like, it's not exactly their kind of movie, I think. That's a generalization. But anyway, the lights come on. The guy that has the house is like, and people are like mildly applauding, like uncomfortable, just kind of dead in there. And the guy running there says, "Hey, so everybody, one of the cast of Us is here. Tim Heidecker is
No.
here." And there's some young kids there who are actually like some college kids are there, like kind of excited about it. But I come out like, "Hi, thanks, very happy to be here." Blah blah blah. And I see Jane Fonda is like one of the 20 people in that room. I didn't know that, and I'd never like, it's like you're not expecting to see Jane Fonda and ever, and she's like, "Why did they make that movie?
No.
What was the point of that?" Like really leans in on me. And they're starting to like kind of people are sort of going back and forth and trying to kind of defend it. But it was like she's like, "Well, I just don't get it. I don't see what the point was and all this stuff." And I just was
Jesus.
Because
like,
it's a spooky
And you're
I
movie.
just standing there, kind
well,
of trying to answer for it.
yeah, and she was like, "Well, you were very good, but I just don't."
Yeah.
She was not. She wasn't rude to me, but I don't know. It
Damn.
was
So
weird.
she feared
So she's a
you.
tough lady. She's a tough
Yeah, but she
cookie.
wouldn't say it
Right.
to your
She
face.
doesn't give anyone a break.
We'll facilitate. We'll run that conversation back, and just let you
Yeah,
and Jane Fonda go at it, because
but maybe she saw it a second time and loved it. So I don't want to.
that's
I don't
true.
want to. I'm not looking to cause a war
Possible.
here.
She might be watching it
Right.
right now. Ooh,
Ms. Fonda.
Cool. That freaked me
Do you
out.
think
That's
yeah,
talk about a
that gave me
horror
the
movie.
chills.
That's what we haven't. I think that's what we would be masters at is social horror, awkward moment style horror features.
You mean a socially haunted
God
house?
knows. Yeah, social.
SNL. All right, we should
Damn.
write a
Yeah.
packet. We should write an SNL. I hear they're
If
doing
we did,
SNL
if
next
we
year,
became a writing team and shared an office,
and a
and then
salary.
next year we're on the cover. We're on this shit, just us.
What is that?
Did you see that, Tim?
Oh,
Sarah's on this one.
Oh, that's
oh,
cool.
New
cool.
York Magazine.
Yeah, you'll be like the "Please Don't Destroy Us" boys, and you snap zooming all over the place in that room.
Yeah, exactly,
Isn't that the plan?
exactly.
Oh yeah,
We hold them hostage.
but
Say
on
don't
crack,
say a word.
crank that zoom
Yeah.
out of control, and keep the camera audio in so you can hear the rack. What the hell, man? People disrespect that sound
The zoom is
What does
so
that sound
loud.
like?
when it hits, when it finally
That'd be
reaches the
funny.
max length.
I might ask Vic to do this, just to take one of their sketches and add like a little, like every time the zooms happen.
Uh-oh. Don't
Sorry.
let Vic at him. Vic's right now just revving
Man.
up, waiting to get somebody. See, now
Ooh.
Matt Friend could not do that. That's for sure.
No.
Impression of the wind, impression of objects
Yeah.
in the wind.
I should
Who's
get
that
him on
guy?
office hours and like ask him to do like Fred Flintstone and just really
Right.
embarrassing, debasing impressions.
I saw
Who
that
Fred-
dude live. You remember that dude who was in like Spaceballs? He was like an 80s
Rick Moranis?
stand-up. No, he was the guy who did like sound effects for things. And he would
Oh
do
yeah,
like
the
Jimi
guy.
Hendrix, like
Yeah, from Police Academy.
yeah. I saw him live in Florida once. And that type of humor is, I would say, extinct. Who's doing sound effect humor in this day and age?
Well, we don't know what's going on in China. We don't know what's going on in India. We don't know. I think that's what we need to turn our eye to next.
Right,
Is
international humor.
style humor.
It's a global.
Who's
That's
that
true.
crazy big comedian that everyone knows? Not David Tell. He's huge. He's amazing. But there's another man.
Mr. Bean.
Internet who? Sebastian Maniscalco?
No, just
Cat
another guy.
Williams.
I'll get back to you guys. We need to be if we were doing expat because they have like expat comedy clubs in
Oh
in
yeah,
Hong Kong.
Japan.
If we were able to learn Chinese and bring our comedic sensibilities to China, I really.
Oh, war is over tomorrow. We're moving the Golden Gate
Yeah.
Bridge to Taiwan.
hmm Yeah, we could solve
I
all
like
that
that.
shit quickly. Quickly.
You should like maybe Emo Phillips.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he I think it was Paris. I think it was France. He like learned his whole set in French and then did it and did it went over to and I don't think he
That's
really
fun.
understood it. I don't think he
What did he
I don't think he
crush?
learned French. He kind of just like learned his act in French.
Yeah.
I did that with Japanese, frankly, with the song. I've done that with a couple languages, come to think. I know one song in Japanese, but I don't know what I'm saying.
Oh, really?
And then I could, yeah, that's about it. A little,
That's an
yeah.
Tim,
act
do you
right
know
there.
who-
You can go and do one song.
That's a good point. I could go to Japan and they would be impressed with my moves. I don't get any fucking respect for my singing in the United States.
No, because it's different.
Not
'Cause
yet.
No one's ever seen anything like you.
But my English is very good. Not a lot of people sing with amazing English, but my English is
It's impeccable.
it's up there.
Tim, do you know who Zhao Ma is? Zhao Man NYC. He's this white guy that knows Chinese and he's starting to learn other languages. And he wears a
No.
GoPro, and he'll go into like a Chinese restaurant, and he'll pretend to be like a dumb white guy, and then he'll like surprise them with their language, and then the sound effect is always the same, and it's like it like hard cuts to their facial reaction, and sometimes there's barely any facial reaction, but it's like boing, boing, and they're so but he recently did patois, so he was doing it. He's like the whitest guy you've ever seen in your life, and he's going up to Jamaican people and hitting them with the
Oh
patois.
God,
But I think that's also a market
he's not
that we could
mastering
start
these
to dominate.
languages, is he?
No,
No.
he's not. I mean, Chinese, I think he's got that shit down pat.
But Chinese
Well,
is easy.
That's what I keep saying.
I know there's like
So-
4 fucking letters.
It's literally like if you know, yeah, exactly. If you know English, you just need to know how to speak English like backward, almost like backwards. Like it's the same language. It's like
Right.
if you take like a word like window, it's basically like their word for window. I think it's like it's like the back. It's like window up backwards. It's like looking at the word window in a mirror. I
Yep.
think.
That's right.
You may be
Yeah,
right.
That
You
is
may
right.
be right.
No, it is right. It is right. And that has something to do with the polls. I don't know why, but it does.
Yeah, it does. Do you know I watched
Damn.
this Leonardo da Vinci documentary this past week? on
Congratulations.
PBS.
He was a
Yeah,
genius.
I mean, he's the best, that guy. I mean, that might have been the best we ever had.
Do you think he was
As-
a good man as well? Was he good to be around, or he was just a genius?
That's what they say. They say he was a good guy. They say he was like, that's they do say.
That's his main
They,
thing. He was hella nice.
you can ask me anything about Leonardo da Vinci, and as long as I haven't fallen asleep during that specific part that you're asking about, I'm pretty confident I can answer.
Well,
Uh,
was he a prodigy? Was he a young genius, or did he take a while, like Einstein and me and Jack
he
and Nate?
started pretty young as a apprentice, but I think I brought him up because he his whole life he wrote backwards. Do you know about this? He wrote
No.
all his journals, everything he wrote was written to be read in the mirror.
Oh my God. Now
Isn't that
that's
annoying?
what is
That's
that
That
so
is
that
obnoxious.
hella
people couldn't
annoying.
other
Why?
is that to keep it a
Because he's
secret?
trying to trick people.
Yeah, it's like some kind of code
The Da Vinci
writing, so
Code.
people.
The
I'm seeing the
Movie idea.
I'm
Wait a
seeing the
minute.
pattern.
that shit.
Well, I would like to
Well,
know how he got that damn helicopter technology.
Yeah, can you
what?
answer that, Tim?
Well, it would be a lot more impressive if it worked.
But
Didn't
he was
work.
able to think like if I spin
Destroyed.
this shit fast enough, I'm gonna
It's
get
Da Vinci
Right.
destroyed.
Yeah, dude. Cool, man. I could also think about if I could make food teleport to me. And then are they gonna look back in time and say this? You know what I'm saying? That's the guy who invented
I
the
have
yeah.
this,
idea
yeah,
of this.
I have this invention that I can get real small and go under doors and then get real big again.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like I
like
can
Mr.
change my
like
size whenever
And
I
be
want.
careful in the future
the
if you're listening.
Ant-Man.
Don't get big when
Yeah.
you're still under the door. Trust me. It's very
Oh,
Mhm.
dangerous.
yeah. Now you have
That's
to
an
be careful.
epidemic.
Do you wish that you could go? Because I'm watching these all day. I'm watching these videos of people, how people celebrated Christmas in 1400. And I'm looking at it. I'm thinking,
What?
yeah, they have it on YouTube. They made meat pies and they sang and they danced and they cut trees down and ate and drank and
Died of
all had
dysentery.
sex, died badly. But I do look and I think might have been nice. Do you wish you could ever go back to then?
Yeah, I would like to. I think it'd be interesting to sort of, like when the sun goes down, that's it. It's time for bed.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
like what happens nowadays is sun goes down and then there's all this time that you're supposed to do stuff, but
Right.
I'd rather just be asleep
Yeah, they
the
had
whole
no
time.
nightlife. The party scene. There
That
was
we
no
know
party
of.
scene
It
back
wasn't written
then.
about. It was
No,
supposed to be, it was
there's no
obscure.
money for that amount of candles. You could not keep that amount of candles going every night.
Damn.
So then
I
wait a
just
minute.
learned.
Huh?
Medieval tequila.
Jack, you
What's up,
just learned
Nate?
something?
What?
Go ahead. Well, I was gonna say that I learned that they used for their they didn't have plates back then. Do you know this?
No.
And they
How
would
did they
use
eat
stale
food?
bread. They would use stale ass bread and they would put it on there as a plate. And then afterwards they would either give them to the dogs or the animals, or they would for charity, they would give them to a peasant to have their all slobbery, like disgusting plate to kind of
Yeah, but
gnaw
how come
on.
That
every
sounds
time
like
you
an
see
Ed
something
Begley Jr.
about
idea.
how come every time you see some kind of archaeology show, they're always pulling out a plate from the ground?
Yeah,
Yeah, come
Nate.
on. Come on, Nate.
Well,
Yeah, there's
I
many
believe this was
holes
in
in
the
here.
dark ages when they forgot about the plate
Oh,
technology.
that plates were
Oh,
the
I
first
see.
to be forgotten.
That was long gone. Yeah. We
We're in a
just
dark
started
art
having
right
plates
now,
in the
by the way.
1800s.
Or what did you call it? The dark art era?
Dark times.
Oh,
It was
dark
called the
times.
dark
The
We're in the
times.
dark times right now with ancient technology called decorum, manners, civility,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, that's such a
dry.
good point.
Yeah, so I hate to get political, if that even is political.
That is interesting to think about, like the Dark Ages, because you had the Rome, like in England, for example, you had the Romans come up there and build all do all this technology, right? Like in the prehistory, like not, but like in BC, like
Mhm.
300, and then their empire collapsed, so they retreated, and generations that were left up in England, like after a couple generations, they all forgot how to keep up with all the stuff that the Romans built.
Well,
And
Well, I
like
think about
like
those
100 years goes
bathhouses.
by, and then like 200 years go by, and they're like, "What was that thing for again? How are you
Mhm.
supposed to How are you supposed to turn that on? Does anyone know?" And then it just becomes ruins. It's kind of like that might be happening right now with like nuclear submarines or something.
it definitely is.
Can you imagine?
I
It
hate to think about
definitely
that,
is.
about nuclear submarines. If I could get on a German U-boat and if I had to spend the rest of my life there just to preserve the art, I would do it. I
You
love the
master the
U-boat.
technology.
I would just
I
keep its
went to
memory
school with a
alive.
guy, theater. I was in theater class in high school with a guy who is now turned his life around. He got really into hardcore music, screamo, very successful, was touring Europe. Something very bad happened. I'm not sure what it is. And now he is working on a nuclear submarine and he's advancing very fast.
Wow.
Wow.
Good for
For
him.
which team?
So for us, as far as I know,
All right,
but they could
let's
be
go.
compromised. So I don't know.
Here's
Have
But
you
what I get
seen?
shout
confused
out.
about with
Hmm.
nuclear submarines. You have submarines that are powered by nuclear energy,
Right, right,
Right.
right,
and then
right.
there are submarines that launch nuclear missiles.
And those are powered by the pedals, by like
Gas.
That's
just kicking
diesel.
like a bike.
But are there nuclear submarines that fire nuclear missiles?
Nobody
You
No,
don't
but
want
knows.
to
they
know
don't
the
want us to.
answer.
Yeah,
You
they
don't
don't
want to
want us
know the
to know
answer to
that.
this.
Do not
You
pull
do
the
not
thread
want
on
to
this
dig
one.
deeper
Do
into
not
this
pull the
Nah.
thread
topic. Let's
because
move on.
you've
Yeah.
seen
We're
the
talking about
aliens are
tour
down
life.
there.
We're
We're talking about tour
tour.
life on the podcast.
That's
dude.
right. Be
Oh yeah, what
careful.
the hell
Life
is
is like
this?
on
Are
the
we
road.
rolling?
We'll start in a
We're
bit.
just
Yeah.
getting revved up. This is
Yep.
this is one of them 5 hour podcasts,
Hmm.
Tim. By the way, this is we go Rogan
Right.
style times
Can you
3.
can you believe that Trump was sitting down for 2.5, almost 3 hours
He
on
didn't
that
have a
thing?
cup
Didn't
of
go pee
water.
one
They
time.
said he didn't get up to pee. He didn't have one sip of water.
Loading up
He was
He's
that
built
locked in.
different.
diaper.
Oh, he's got the diaper.
The diaper, no underpants. No, I had my underpants on rather. Alan Dershowitz, remember him?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I've kind of come around on Trump. I get it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
his policies
I mean, he's a
are
fighter.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was like I was really anti-Trump, and then I saw that assassination attempt, and I
Hmm.
thought, that's my guy. Like that guy has fight in him. I
We
didn't
stood
realize
up.
he had that fight.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think
Well, he's a
somebody who
freaking
doesn't
beast.
somebody
Dude,
who
he's a
doesn't
fucking
have
beast. And then I was listening to Theo Vaughn, whose opinions on everything I respect so much.
yeah,
Same.
I kind of heard
Same.
his take, and I thought, damn, maybe I've been like lied to by the mainstream media and Meet the Press and Joe Scarborough and the
Mika.
more you looked into it, I thought, well, I mean, the guy, he was president and he did a good job,
Yeah.
and let's give him
Hmm.
another shot.
I kind of turned a page when I was like, oh shit, he's fucking with Hinchcliffe. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Tony.
yeah.
Well, what people don't
I
realize
respect
is
him
that,
so much that, well, go ahead. Sorry, Eric.
oh, I was just gonna say he's, that it's called he's like building in silence, that body of his, because we see him and it looks like he's got trench, it looks crazy, looks like the hull of a ship. But what he's gonna do, I think, fourth year of the second presidency, is take that shit off. He's gonna be fucking eight packed out,
Hell
slick,
yeah. I
hairless.
hope. Yeah,
Yo.
I
I
hope.
just know he's working on something very intense. He's doing lat pull downs every morning. He's
oh, he'll be
taking
getting a
fucking
kiss from
he's
me.
taking peptides.
Hmm.
If that's the
He's
case,
putting
there's a
creatine
kiss
in his
coming.
Diet Pepsi.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna send a smooch inside of a white unmarked envelope, and he's gonna open it and think it's anthrax, but it's gonna be a big old kiss from me, lipstick kiss. Domestic love style terror.
He just needs love. That's what's up. He needs someone to
You
sit
know what
down
I
with him and
heard?
love his
And this
ass.
is like, I have a friend who works in, like not the State Department, the Supreme Court,
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
and so he's connected with all the, like he works for Brett Kavanaugh. He used to party with Brett,
My man.
and he was hooking me up with some info that when Trump gets in, everybody in America, like I think every household, or I don't know what it is, Everybody's getting hooked up with this shit.
No,
A box.
my
Hey,
Oh
yo.
shit!
If you're
Oh,
listening,
Oh.
I guess if you're listening, do you guys want to explain what I'm?
this is
So
a
Tim-
crumble cookie mini party box. If that's the mini
Mhm.
party box, I literally can only imagine how much fun the normal size party box is.
Well,
you take that
I
to a
mean,
wake, all is forgiven. Everything's fine.
yeah,
Make
you're
January 6th yummy.
January's 20th. I guess like I think for he said like first half of the year, like maybe like on President's Day. That'd be kind of cool. President's Day, everybody gets
Yeah,
a
it's
That's
a
fun.
that's
mini
so nice
party
because
box.
normally the president wants it to be all about them, but he's going to give out the stimulus
Right.
cookie package.
That's just what I heard is going to happen.
Well,
It'll be
here's
the
Wow.
largest
the only
mobilization
It's
of
breaking.
cookies in this country. It'll be the largest mobilization of cookies in the history of mankind.
he's got to get some people to give out the milk as well. If he's
Hell
giving
yeah.
milk out, imagine
That's
that
taking
photo
like the
op.
whole Andy Kaufman concept to like a whole nother level.
You're right.
Meanwhile, Joe Biden, I mean, it's just interesting to me how many cookies he's eaten personally in his time in office.
Well, he likes ice cream. He
He
likes
didn't.
that sweet
He
ice
doesn't
cream.
like to offer it to people, though. That's interesting. It's just things I'm noticing. That I
Well,
didn't-
did you guys see the video
Yeah.
of RFK Jr. looking at the crumble cookies?
No.
And they're all laid out, and he's going, Jesus Christ! Like the amount of, and he's looking at the ingredient list, and he's like,
Oh.
that's what he thinks is wrong. I think there might be a rift between him and Mr. Trump.
Oh,
if
then he might
President
put
Trump, if
he
that's
might put the kibosh on the crumble delivery.
well, I hope
Shit.
not. I hope that's
Why
not the
don't
fucking
they
case.
just
Ruin
do
my year.
single ingredient cookies? Ingredients.
I highly
cookie.
recommend
sugar.
something. Speaking of Joe Biden, I highly recommend a video that I saw today. It's Joe Biden introducing or inducting the Grateful Dead into the for the Kennedy Center honors, and he comes up and gives a little speech. It's a mess.
Is it
It's
real?
like-
It's real.
It's real. He like
Uh,
every year they give like I think Francis Ford Coppola is getting one. They always give like the old timers the little necklace, the rainbow necklace for the arts,
mhm.
and yeah, he gets up there. You should play it. I don't know if you can play it. It's holy crap, man.
Jamie,
Is
It's
he
a
having a tough
mess.
time? Is he having a tough
He's
time
just-
up there?
Yeah, well, I'll just play this 1 second of it for you.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I swear to God, this is exactly. It's a little YouTube clip that I saw, and this is the part that got me. This is the end. This is just they clipped it out.
His granddaughter said, "Pop, what's the dead?" I said, I beg your pardon? It's the Grateful Dead, Pop.
So
He
the
did the
Kennedy
child's
Center
voice?
honors just cuts to this is
Why
how
did
the
it
video
cut?
ends.
No.
This is how the
Grateful
video
Dead.
ends. Liz, watch this.
My youngest granddaughter said, what's the dead? I said, I beg your pardon? It's the Grateful Dead, Pop.
That's a crazy cut. That's
We'll be right back
Damn.
with
Whoa.
more of this story.
Damn.
Do we
They didn't
know
even
what
do
kind of
that.
music Joe Biden
Look,
is
I'm not
rocking
kidding
with?
around.
I mean, the editing there's
Mr. Biden.
Because Obama puts out his playlist. We know his whole
Oh,
taste.
yeah,
We see
he's
his books that
listening
he's
to-
reading. We know the music he's listening
Mhm.
to.
Mhm.
We know
well,
he
that's,
has
We
an
have
eclectic taste.
that's the question is, Tim, is what's his name? Da Vinci?
Da
What
Vinci.
what music would he be really enjoying if he was alive today? What would his
Today?
That's
Spotify Wrapped
interesting.
be?
It would be like this. This would be the first song you press play. It would be,
Don't make fun of Italians, Tim.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
you've seen
be
the
careful.
news
Yeah,
lately.
You know what just happened.
But
You know what just happened.
They are attacking. They are
Luigi.
attacking.
Oh, we gotta
Luigi.
dip into
Mangiani.
Wait,
Luigi Mangione.
Mangione.
That's
Damn.
not a real name. Is that really his name? I guess it is.
I
huh?
think it's real. I think
I've
it's
never heard
bloody
of
real.
nobody named Luigi before, right? That seems like, come on.
It might have caused him great pain.
This
Yeah.
is a simulation
down
we're
a-
living in.
It's possible.
you think that's what happened? Is he was getting spinal surgery and his mom had a neurological disease, and he would call and they'd go, "Oh, is it Luigi again?" Oh, make fun of him, and all the people were
We were clowning on his ass.
bullying him on
Hey,
the
where's
hotline.
Mario?
Damn.
Well,
Oh,
you've
yeah,
heard
sorry.
that.
Go get Mario.
I don't know if you guys have dug deep into this conspiracy.
Of course we have.
But did you see his YouTube channel?
No.
His YouTube channel, he's leaving clues everywhere. You saw the Monopoly money, right? And where did
Yeah.
he get picked up at? McDonald's.
Monopoly. Oh, McDonald's.
And on his YouTube channel, his profile picture is him with some McDonald's. And on it says,
Oh, yeah.
there's
He likes
some, I'm like forgetting the conspiracy,
And
but
It's a
it says-
conspiracy that he likes McDonald's.
sweating.
Is that- Hold on, just give me like fucking 1 second. Like seriously, I got it.
Joe Rogan tells you
It
get the
said-
fuck out.
it
The
says,
first ever
like-
guest to get cursed out and told to leave.
You don't make it 3 minutes. You got 40 milligrams of Zen in. You're so nervous.
No, but he said there's something that's going to happen on December 13th on his YouTube channel.
Oh shit.
Oh,
He said-
he scheduled something. Like you can. That's
Mhm.
cool.
A message?
Just wait.
I don't know. Do you guys like this guy being like? I don't think I like this folk hero shit. It's kind
I
of.
think he needs to shut the fuck up. He needs to shut the fuck up, be silent, and then maybe he'll get my respect.
like. I don't. Yeah, he's.
Are you worried that it could be
a?
a Zelensky zaddy? Because Zelensky got a lot of hype in the beginning. I know I was certainly,
Yeah.
I got a couple tattoos to cover, that's for sure.
I could do an impression of Zelensky because I saw him. I saw him talking. I'm like Matt Friend over here, but I saw him talking to Congress. Like whenever he came over, he talked to Congress, and when he speaks English, he's like, "It's crazy." I want to thank you, right? For what you've done for this country. He sounds like that. I swear
Yeah.
to God.
Well, he might have learned from, like Conor O'Malley videos or something. That's just what he likes. He's like, oh, I'll put the subtitles on.
but you know, he's an
I don't know.
actor
You
as
hear
well.
these
He's a
like,
comedian.
you know, these like, I don't know. It's a little gross to be like these people that are like celebrating this guy. It's like not like they're not going to do it. They're not going to go out and kill anybody, are they?
Maybe one or two of them maybe one or two of
We
them
don't wanna go
kill
down this
somebody,
road.
kill their
We
friend or
don't want to
something
go
on
down and start
accident.
like assassinating people, do we?
Oh, I'm the opposite,
just-
man. I think
It's a good moment to check in on that.
I just know that there's some sort of the most busted secret meetings happening at Oberlin College right now. meet at midnight, fucking under the quad, Starbucks.
do you guys all like that? Yeah, I do too.
There was
All
that.
right.
I mean, on the other side,
Very good. Very good.
you know, you could make the argument that some of these people should be round up and put in the gulag. If we would put
Oh,
a
yeah.
gulag together, I would.
Luigi,
Maybe we should
gulag?
have a gulag.
Who this for the
Let's get a
CEOs?
gulag.
A gulag CEO.
It sounds like a good
That'll
drink
end up
I'd
being a think
have.
tank, and they'll come up with the most best solutions to our world's problems. That's
Here's the thing.
interesting.
If he knew he was gonna get caught anyways, I just think he kind of did some bitch ass having a silencer. Why don't you? If I was gonna kill somebody, I want
Pop,
everyone
pop.
to get the message. I'm putting
Yeah.
a
Pop,
fucking
pop, pop, pop,
megaphone.
pop, pop.
Hold a megaphone to the front of the muzzle,
Musket.
and then I'd say it all loud.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, you know, it'd be cool. It'd be better like in a movie, in a Liam Neeson movie or something. Let's take that guy, kidnap him, put him up, get him on, you know, do that thing where he's tied up in the basement. And He's
Right.
got the video
Mhm.
camera on him and he's like live streaming it, but the cops can't figure out where he is. I can't get a
Mhm.
signal. I can't get a beat on him. No, it's a burner phone, you know. And you've got 24 hours to provide health care for the free health care for the rest of for the
Right.
world. Or there's a bomb in the Empire State Building. And then they're like, oh shit,
Mhm.
we gotta get over there. You know, it's like,
Right.
aren't these lunatics watching movies? There's plenty of good ideas. in
Not
movies.
enough.
This is
Well,
why
there's
we
a
had the writers'
downfall.
strike last year. was
Right.
The writers should be able to get working for domestic
Terrorists.
terrorists and just doing punch-ups. Okay, here's one. Why don't you take Anthony Fauci? Why don't you tie him to a willow tree and threaten to put 200 fucking vaccines in his back? The first ever OD on a vaccine. You can OD on anything. Black
That's
Mirror.
true.
Okay, so Luigi, what do you have planned? Well, here's what I'm thinking. Crack at dawn, I'm gonna go up and pop him in the back with a silencer, and then get the hell out of there. Okay,
That's awesome.
And that's
And then-
that's a good start.
Good
But let me
start.
just let's talk about what we want out of this.
Meanwhile,
I mean, what am I talking about? He's getting quite a bit of attention, so maybe he doesn't need my help.
he needs your help.
Well,
He really does. Okay, Tim, let's just say you're gonna murder somebody, very wealthy, you know, in a week.
Right.
crook.
And this news cycle's going on, so you really gotta one up it. You can't, you know. And you're the real deal too, by the way, because if we were in that writers' room, at lunch we're all going, these fucking Ivy League fuckers, like they all get to run the rooms, but it's us, dude. Like it's fucking we got it's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
bullshit. Like we murder. We're good at murdering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, first thing you do is you become that person's driver.
Oh.
You get the job as the driver.
Mhm.
Pick them
Right.
up. You establish a rapport. I'm the new guy. My name's Luigi. Just started. I went to. I don't know. I'm your driver. You don't talk to the guy a lot.
You don't
You
speak
guys,
English.
nice weather we're having here. Traffic shouldn't be that bad, sir. I'll get you into town in less than 30 minutes.
Hmm.
Now you got him in the back seat. And then, let's riff. Let's
Yeah.
toss it around the room. I mean,
Why don't you
where are we
drive
going?
that car about 60 miles an hour into a wall, see what happens?
So this is
Yeah.
a murder suicide.
Well,
Just
no,
turned
you'd
into
be
that.
protected. You wear a helmet. Wear a helmet.
You have a roll cage
Pillows.
just in the driver's seat.
Yeah. Oops, I
Well-
put some bubble gum in the seatbelt thing. Oops.
Well, here's what you do.
Oops.
You're driving through the Holland Tunnel. You've got to have a crew. You got some guys. You
Right.
stop in the middle of the Holland Tunnel. Your bros also stop. So you've created a blockage of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
This SUV that this dude's been riding in, little does he know, it's packed with C4 brothers.
Yeah.
Whoops.
That's plastic explosives.
And all those other guys, this is about to go into a what are those called? What are those called? Those flash
You're good. You're
mobs?
good. Don't worry.
Flash mobs. Flash mob.
Right.
Flash
Struggling
mob.
so hard to turn
Oh,
into
yeah,
a
flash mob.
Oh,
first.
like the improv is
So it
everywhere.
seems like it's fun first, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit! Like,
Oh,
this
they
is
come out to
crazy.
Yeah.
Skrillex.
Holland Tunnel.
Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites doing some crazy kind of yeah. That's good.
Anyway.
So the water's gonna come in is what the threat is that the tunnel's gonna you blow up the tunnel and then the water comes in. That's really scary. Or
Yeah, I mean, it's
you
a
s-
national disaster.
yeah, and you can get service down there too. So you can stream, you could live stream from a bunch
Yeah.
of different phones, and then that's where you put your message out and you say, listen, unless this is now we got to think about demands.
Well, we have my thing is I'm definitely not a Medicare for all public option guy. I think we do have to bring down the cost of premiums by 5-10%
That's right.
and offer yeah. Yeah. I think that's
Right.
about it.
No,
I think if we
we're
can
with
get
you,
there,
man.
We're with
Yeah,
you,
and the
brother.
co-pays and the
Mhm.
like
Bring the copays
are-
down $5.
Honestly, I think you'd be surprised to find that copays are actually pretty reasonable where they're at.
30.
I think we should expand coverage to other demographics that don't have available. And I think a 5 to 10% decrease in premiums is something that we should strive for. But I don't think it's going to be very easy to do because of tort, unless we have tort reform.
or
Well,
unless we have
that's
Tim
what we always fucking
Heidecker.
get into at the end of these episodes is tort shit.
Yeah.
But I'll say this.
Speaking of,
I have a sort of a master plan if I could just say it real ass quick.
Yep.
So we do it. It's not only United Healthcare. We have all the other healthcare CEOs and their families.
Anthem, Aetna.
Aetna, Cigna, and we all got them in a crazy bunker.
Blue Cross, but not Blue Cross Shield,
Right.
Mhm.
just the Blue Cross.
And we demand that they provide healthcare at a reduced cost. What you were saying, Tim, 20% reductions in premiums to only Democrats. Okay.
Wow.
So this is just the seed of the idea. So then what will happen is Democrats
wave.
all across the country begin to see amazing reductions in their healthcare bills. The Republicans start seeing this, get a little jealous. Oops,
Okay, at this
they're
point,
starting to vote a little blue.
at this
It
point, we
becomes a
should
blue
maybe.
wave that takes over the entire world, and then all the world becomes Democrat.
Right.
One
Yeah.
world government.
Democrat government. That's what we keep talking
Democratic
about on this shit.
Vote
Yeah.
blue no matter who. That's what I say.
That's
Even if
what we
it's
feel.
a really bad, really, really bad guy.
Right.
Hell yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If they're a Democrat, I'm voting. They could be the most racist, vile person on the fucking planet. I'm a Democrat for fucking life.
Yeah, because what's your
Of course.
alternative? The Republicans? Give me a
Right.
break.
This brings us to essentially, Tim, the end of the podcast, frankly.
All right.
Before we give Republicans any more airtime, which we will do in the second half, where we'll just fucking go in on Mitch McConnell and
You should hear us go off on Mitch
Oh,
McConnell.
God.
We've
Not
destroyed
pretty.
his ass many
Want to see my
times on this
impression?
shit.
Uh-huh. That's him.
Pathetic,
That's him.
pathetic.
That's
He's
him.
worse than Biden.
He's worse.
Definitely. I would say definitely he is.
And Joe Manchin, watch your fucking back. You betrayed us.
Oh, shit. Adam Schiff. We're trying to get Adam Schiff on this thing all fucked up.
He would come
Get
on
him
this
off
thing,
of
I think.
Casamigos. Have him spill some secrets.
Let me thank you for having me.
Well, Tim,
You were going to talk about road tour stories. We didn't get to it because we were just
We
having
didn't
too
quite
much
get
fun.
there.
I'm getting myself on the road in January, back on the road. So I want to let your audience know about that tour coming up. All right. How do I do that? Go to Ticketmaster.Tim Heidecker.
really?
We set up a special Ticketmaster
Special domain
site.
name. So anyone can make
Whoa.
websites that are just like cars.Tim Heidecker, and it can be
Go to Ticketmaster.bait.
.bait.
So,
You see what I just did?
I see. You did Penn Island. That's Penn Island behavior.
Dude, I would say if there's any children listening to that, that was a joke. Please do not check that out. You'll see some nasty ass shit.
well, we'll put the link to that in the show notes. Go
Yeah.
see Tim, and your shows are. You can just basically guarantee that all of them just sold out, or just right
No.
this week. You can look at the before and after. I'd be curious to
Oh,
see.
I
what-
see.
Once you see
after
the
this
bump in
airs,
podcast,
yeah.
no, that's what we're saying. Yeah, you'll be very
Well, we're going
surprised.
to bump
about
it
to
up,
be-
probably bump it up to MSG. If when we look
No
at those
problem.
numbers. And
Chappelle.
yeah, Hinchy's going to be out there with me for a few of the dates.
Hinchworm.
The henchman.
But just to
the
chill in the green
henchman.
room, I think, just for companionship, just
Oh
chilling.
yeah. I should clarify. Total, not doing any sets, but just chilling backstage with me. So,
But
Well,
Jelly
Fraser's
Roll's going to be
down.
there doing comedy though.
yep. All right.
Pokemon, go to the shows,
Tim,
everybody.
We got what? Yeah.
hmm
Tim, what is something that gave you joy this week, brother? This is how we end every podcast.
Oh shit! I wish you'd let me know because I could have thought about that more. Well, we shot a new season of On Cinema, which will be airing on. I should also promote that. That's airing on Christmas Day, starting on
yeah.
Christmas Day, and we finished. Yeah. So Monday we were shooting, and so much of that brings me joy. I was laughing uncontrollably through much of it, and laughter is joy.
God bless
Laughter is
that.
medicine.
Mhm.
Laughter is medicine.
Laughter is
Jack,
the best
what-
medicine.
Yeah, we should
Certainly-
tell that
certainly
to
better
Luigi.
than the COVID vax
Yes.
shot.
I laugh when I get that thing. I don't know why.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
thank you,
Nice
Tim.
to see you.
Thanks, Tim.
God
Thanks for
bless.
Bye,
Peace.
brother.
That was very fun. I hope we didn't burn any bridges.
No, just to Da Vinci.
Yeah, and we'll chop and screw any sections that like Matt
Cherry tactics.
story. I'll just chop and screw that so that they won't be able to tell.
Well, that concludes another incredible fucking episode of Joy Tactics. Head over to patreon.com/joytactics to unlock exclusive weekly bonus episodes. And make sure to follow us on social media where we post fire TikToks and hilarious shit like that. And if you loved the shit you just listened to, make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Thanks for listening, and remember, we are shaped by our thoughts, we become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves.